Hello and welcome or welcome back to Actually Let's Talk About It with me, your host Lily. And today I will be reacting to ATEEZ The World Episode 2 Outlaw album, y'all. After this album, I'll be all caught up on every ATEEZ album that they've released in Korean. I have listened to the Japanese albums, but I just have listened to them off camera. Keep that in mind. So yes, y'all, this album has Bouncy, of course, in it. That is the lead single from this album, and is also going to give us more insight into what exactly is going on in the world era storyline. Okay, this album has 6 songs. So the first song is This World, the second song is Dune, the third song is Bouncy, K-Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, the fourth song is Django or Django. The fifth song is Wake Up, and then the sixth song is Outlaw. Okay, I like it. And we got Eden, Allender, Buddy. Okay, they seem to have the most credits in this album in terms of lyrics, music, and arrangement. And then, as usual, you got Hongjun and Mingi showing up in every song. Okay, and even Maddox is showing up in some songs. And with the writer, the music, and the arrangement credit. So for Bouncy, he's showing up. For Django or Django, he's showing up. For Wake Up, and even for Outlaw. And Dune. Okay. Oh no, every song. Dang. Okay, so Maddox has credits in every song this album. Okay, I see him. As he should. Okay, so we already know it's going to be something. It's going to be something. Okay, but before we get into the album reaction, I am going to watch the actual trailer. Because I don't think I've ever seen ATEEZ The World Episode 2, the official trailer. I don't think I've ever watched it. So we're going to watch that and see what information we can get from there. But before we do that here, we are going to do a Patreon shout out to 3 patrons today. So the first Patreon shout out will go out to Keisha L. The second Patreon shout out will go out to Renaya Shannon. And the third and final Patreon shout out will go out to Moons Yule. I want to thank you all so much for being patrons on the Patreon. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for being a subscriber on the channel. It really does mean the world to me here. And yeah, y'all, we are going to get straight into this trailer here and just see what clues it's going to give. Let's see. Oh, Prestige Academy. Oh, okay. Okay. Undercover. Oh, I see it. Oh, they got the... Oh, I love that. Like, they have some of the album... Some of the top song titles of that for the album just magically went in there. Okay, so Uyeon is Son or Undercover. Okay. Everybody got secret missions. Okay. Oh, it's your song. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay. It's a heist. Okay, I feel it. It's a mission, you know? It's a mission. And I feel it. As they should. They're like, we coming back and we gonna get it in blood. And I'm like, as you should. As you should. I'm like, they are trying to get to the bottom of what the heck is going on. And they're gonna get into it. They're gonna get into it. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, that was awesome. I like to see. So basically, Yuno and Django, they're together. San and Uyang are together. Okay, so I knew that from the Bouncy music video. Mingi and Hongjun are together. Okay. And then we have Songhwa and Yosan together. I'm like, okay, so they got them paired up respectfully. So I'm like, okay, okay, okay. But they're like staking it out undercover on their different aliases to gather information about where Halateez is at, maybe, and like trying to plot and see how they can infiltrate this Big Brother entity that thinks that they could take Halateez. And I'm like, okay, so we're gonna see how Pirate ATEEZ / Universe A ATEEZ is going to go about this, okay? Because it's getting good. I like that. I like how it was a tease into what they're planning to do here, and I like that they have it well thought out because that's pretty genius. Hiding in plain sight. For some reason, that is always like 9 times out of 10 is the best thing to do, and until you're ready to strike, I'm like, respect it. So we're gonna get to the first song from this album, and that is "This World." And let's see what that song is gonna do. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Okay, that song, don't play with him. Don't hurt him. Okay. Wow. Okay. okay, like this world. They basically they said, like he said, like Django said, I'm ready for the dark. I'm ready for this world. Okay, the dystopia is real here. Okay, but they say that they're ready for it because they like kind of been through it in the Fever and the Treasure albums. You kind of like Universe A, ATEEZ, Pirate ATEEZ. They've been through it already. So going into this dystopian world, even though they're not yet like completely used to the way that this big brother like government is acting, they still have been through similar situations. They know what darkness feels like, despair, anger, like Mingy said in his rap, anxiety, pain, etc. They know what all those emotions feel like. So they know what the people who, after Halateez was captured, like the desolation that they went through, they understand that. And they're like, we ready to go up against this entity and do what we need to do to make the wrong right. I'm like, ooh, 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 okay, okay. Let's go, let's go. So we're gonna get into the next song here, and that's Dune. Ooh, okay. Let's see what they gonna do here. Oh. Wow. Okay, well, y'all, you better say it on there. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Not them using literally the themes of Dune to describe the state of mind. Oh, goodness. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Because the way that I interpreted the Dune lyrics, like, not like the vocals, this album, not that they wasn't always hitting, Oh, but these right here, this is top tier. This is top tier. Okay, it's and it might just be the equipment got better too. But oh, the production here, y'all. We only in song two, but the production here, mm, chef's kiss. That's all I'm gonna say. And the vocals this album, and even the raps, everything is better. Okay, like I noticed that in every ATEEZ album, everything gets better. I'm like, okay, okay, top tier, top tier, top tier. But in regards to this, they're definitely using like the actual storyline of Dune to represent like the state of mind. Like it was referenced in the song, they said like if you keep your head down. So like basically people were just existing, they weren't living. And when you're not living, it can become like in the dystopia of Dune, a barren wasteland where you're struggling to breathe. You're struggling to, like he said, like the like despair seducing him. I was like, okay, yeah, because we were just going with the flow, and you're not. Basically, the government's not allowing you to be a free thinker, to be a creative person, to do anything that you actually want to do. They're telling you what to do, or kind of like mind tricking, like messing with you, gaslighting you to where you think that, oh yeah, I'm gonna just do what they say because they're right, and that's what I want for me because of what theirs right, and they're like an extension of me, so that's right. You see how confusing that sounds? That's what they're trying to do. So it's like creating this kind of like despair, this desolation, this isolation, and it's hurting people in the society that Universe Z is taking place in because they're using manipulation and gaslighting tactics to make people like be sheltered kind of like in turmoil that they can't even express that they have. And I'm just like, so it's like Doom. It's just barren. It's a wasteland. You struggling to breathe. You can't get no water. You know, like you are just stuck in a rut, and that's your life. I'm like, oh, there was describing something here. It was describing something here. That's all I'm gonna say. It could be a little bit deeper than that as well. I could go deeper, but I'm trying to not go on tangents, so I won't. Just gonna go to the next song, which is Bouncy. Okay, let me pay attention to these lyrics and figure out what the heck it's talking about here. Because I got my own assumptions, y'all. Come on. Slow it down, make it bouncy. 지금부터 fly. 좀 더 spicy. 청양고추 fry. Ooh. I can show you right now. 우리만 되지 bouncy. 우리부터 fly. Oh, that was genius. You wanna know how I can show you right now. 세상 위를 뛰어가 하늘
If you wanna know how, I can show you right now. Bounce, bounce, we don't fly, I can show you right now.
Ooh, and that's on period. Oh, that's on period. It's on period. Anyway, but yeah. So Bouncy, it could be a rally cry. It could, it could be. 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 Like I think, like in terms of the storyline, it could be a rallying cry to like the witnesses, everybody in the vicinity. Basically, it's time to get up. It's time to wake up. Okay, because we hear. Okay, like this is our sound, so it's kind of like them letting them know that they're not Halateez, but they hear. But they hear though. Okay, so it might not be the same kind of a vibe because this one does have a bit like you could tell that this particular album, because it is Universe A ATEEZ, kind of like taking the place of Halateez while they try to figure out where they are. It is very much giving that vibe of the Treasure and the Fever albums, a little bit infused with the song, with the dystopia of it, in terms of like the lyricism, and then even the way that the vocals are in this album is not the same way that the vocals were in the World album, because that was Halateez that we were technically hearing the viewpoint of. So a lot of it was methodical in the way that the vocals were on purpose, and more leading into the dystopian elements because that's the world that they were brought up in and the one that they were fighting against. However, in this one, you actually hear more of, like they said, because they even mention youth in this particular song as well in Bouncy. And you hear like the youth and like the hopefulness of Universe A ATEEZ, even though there is a lot of despair around, them still trying to rally up the joy out of the people now that they are taking the place of Halateez temporarily until they figure out where they are being held. So I'm like, Bouncy could have to do with that, but it feels like it's like it has multiple meanings here, because I'm still sticking by what I said in the last two videos regarding Bouncy. Still sticking by that. However, in this music video, we did see them undercover. Like San and Wooyoung were pretending to be like a fighter and his boxer, quote unquote. And then Minky was not undercover. Like he was out here shooting up boars. And I'm like, oh. Hongjun, I don't really think Mingy and Hongjun were undercover at all. They was out here being outlaws to the T. Love that for them. And then you had Songhwa and Yosan, and they were in like a bike. They were like just bikers, I guess. I don't think they were in a biker gang. They were just bikers who had other bikers around them. Is that a biker gang? I don't know. Maybe in Korea that like look a little different in the United States what a biker gang of bikers look like, but maybe that's how it looks in South Korea. Maybe. Yeah, so they were probably undercover with the biker gang. We'll call it that. And then, and Django, they were pretending to be like cops or something, probably to get intel to give to Mingy and Hongjun about where one of the guardians was going to be, or the secret police, whatever they call them, one of the, the big brother version of cops in this Universe Z, whatever they call them, where one of them were at, so that they could like kind of annihilate him, because Hongjun did shoot that bullet in the video and it went like through all the different places and it went bam right into Homeboy's eye and he was out for the count. And I'm like, one down? Don't know how many more to go, but one is down. And a win is a win. So I'm like, okay. Okay. Yeah. A win is a win. Even if one person is down, that's one less adversary. So a win is definitely going to be a win. Yeah, I will be proud. Oh, and the next one is Django or Django. However you call that. Oh. Ooh, okay, like they didn't come to play. They didn't come to play. They didn't come to play. They didn't come to play, okay? Okay, I like how they say Django, because that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. But I'm like, I'm thinking of the Django, like the only Django that I know, like I knew before I read other comments on my previous videos, like my previous album reactions to ATEEZ, was the Django Unchained with Jamie Foxx. And I was like, that's the only Django that I knew of. But there are other iterations of Django in like the 1960s-esque era. But they're basically like always about these men who are basically outlaws. So like there's a couple of them. Like I think like one I saw was 1966. I think there was one in 1968, one in 1964, one in 1987. The most recent one, iteration of Django, being in 2012, was Quentin Tarantino's version. So yeah, like there's been all these different iterations of Django or Django, however you pronounce it, is still the correct way. That's one of the great things about English, like tomato, there. You know, like it's just always more than one way to pronounce them. So I'm like, I feel like this one is really good. Like I like the way that the tone is as well. Like I keep saying the vocals, because like I'm gonna get into the lyrics a little bit too, but the vocals here, like I love how in the last couple of songs that we've heard, because it's like the fourth song, but you get to hear like people that you sometimes didn't really get to hear a lot of in the previous albums. Like you get to hear Yosan, and you get to hear You Know More, and you get to hear their range a little bit more than what I've heard from them in the last couple of albums. So I'm like, I'm liking that they're getting these lines now. I'm like, you know, like, come on now. Come on now. And I forgot to mention it in the previous song, not Bouncy, but in the song before Bouncy, when I don't know if Yosan is able to just do the voice that he did, like where it's really, really deep. I'm like, I don't know if that's like his voice mixed with autotune or what, but that was tight. Because if he could do that just by himself, I'm like, yo, that's a skill. That's a skill. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm like, either way, talented, and I'm glad he could shine. Because yes, we love to see it. We love to see it. We love to see it. And Yosan is one of those people that I would describe as being both fine and handsome at the same, like fine, handsome, pretty at the same time. Like I'm like, I don't know, like what about it? Like everybody, every member of ATEEZ is attractive, but they're like Yosan has like a really amazing balance of both femininity and masculinity to where he's pretty and handsome at the same time. And I'm just like, yes, that's all I had to say. I'm like, that's all I had to say. And also, like, outside of this album, like, I was like watching ATEEZ interviews and ATEEZ lives. And recently there was a live where Young was saying how like he felt that he didn't look like an idol or something like that. And I was like, need to send love to the boy, because I'm like, no way. No way. Like, I don't know what's be going on with the, like, whether it's like comments that they're reading or if it's just the K-pop industry itself. But I'm like, Young looks like an idol, regardless of how much weight he has or doesn't have. And I'm like, and I don't think he needs to lose weight at all. And so I'm like, I'm not really understanding what's going on with that. But I'm like, I'm hoping, like, I'm sending him good energy and whatnot, because that industry will have you doubting everything sometimes. Okay, it could really make a secure person stumble in how secure they actually are. So I'm just hoping he knows that the fans love him just the way he is. He does not need to lose weight. If he wants to gain weight, that is his business. And that he looks perfectly fine the way he is. I'm just like, because like that live really bothered me. I'm like, yeah, but that's the industry. And I think even Nicki Minaj spoke on that, of why women in general, not just in the West, but women in the entertainment industry are getting these like these modifications on their body that they might not necessarily need. And sometimes they're very risky procedures, like the BBLs. I do not know how many women within the last couple of months have been reported to have died from a botched BBL. It is really not cool. So I'm like, it's just the way that the industry is, though. And even sometimes when you're joking around with people, the way that those words that you say can stick with people as well. We got to be careful. We got to be careful, like, because you don't want to create an insecurity where there wasn't one, or water the seed of insecurity that's already in somebody by making a backhanded comment that you think is a joke, but somebody is taking it in as fact. So, we just got to spread that positivity to our friends and people around us, and, on social media as well, because I'm like, unless it's a misfit of society, we should not be saying hateful words. Okay? Like a misfit of society, like they a murderer, a assaulter, domestic violencer, like along them lines. Okay, they not doing all that, then the energy is not necessary. That's all I'm gonna say, Yeah. But back to the lyrics of the Django. I really think it is showing that they are here to stay for as long as the universe Z needs them. And they're basically saying, like, they're outlaws. They're the baddest of the bad. Because Django has always been a badass. And he could do it by himself or with a few allies. And he could take down the establishment or the adversary in every film. So I'm like, they basically saying that they're going to take down this little big brother government that think they got a hold on Universe Z, and it ain't even going to be a big thing. Y'all already going down. It's written. It's destined, like they said. I'm like, oh, the confidence. I love it. I love to see it. That's all I'm saying. And then we have the next song being Wake Up. Oh, we wake it up. Oh. Okay. Mm. Ooh. Mm. Ooh, okay. Okay. So, not like the dead giveaway that this is both Halateez and a Pirate ATEEZ at the same exact time because the methodic vocals are back. And I'm like, and then also what Django is doing, like he did in Gorilla in The World, episode 1, The Movement. I'm like, when he was saying, "So wake up," I was like, oh, okay. So they're not like not just talking about the people that are still under the hypnosis of this big brother like government or this totalitarianistic government or dystopian government, however you want to call it. They're not just talking about the people. They're talking about Halateez as well. That they're stuck in like a place where they don't have their senses. They might not be able to see, they might not be able to feel, they might not be able to touch, but they can still kind of communicate to one another, just like in the Answer music video where it showed them meeting. And even in the Fever and Treasure eras, they were always still able to kind of like visit one another through the hourglass and also in dreams and in visions as well. So like the way that they kept saying your eyes, my eyes, I'm like, they were definitely talking about Halateez, this song, and they're basically telling them to wake up wherever they are and to come back into consciousness. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's what I'm thinking. That's what they're saying. Like there's somehow a way that they can still communicate with them, even though they might not exactly know where they're at. And they're trying to get them to get out of the state, whether they're in suspended animation, like I had replied in one of the comments, or however they're being held to where they can't break free. Just try to give them ways in which they can wake themselves up from whatever hypnosis, like they said in the song, they're in. And I'm like, ooh, okay, it's getting deeper. Okay, y'all, it's getting deeper. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm like, ooh, oh, this is getting good. This is getting good because this is after the events of Bouncy. So I'm like, okay. And then now we got Outlaw. We're on the last song already? Oh, I need more.
I got that 탕탕 타오르는 연극소리 도망가 아침을 내는 내게들이 여기 흔들어서 뛰고 맘이 헐기고 설키고 기적 박종 날린 나 숨만 쉬어 내가 못 섞여 저들은 머릿속 내 이름 못좀 보게 가져가라 야망 없어 후회 따윈 못 써 사고 나니 형성이 고약했어 I'm sorry You wanna know I'm on fire 손을 넘지 마 침범하지 마 Let's keep it moving You gotta see, you turn fire 감이 어쩌나 나 Give me hit it bang, run it back. Not my better way, never better play. It's a bang. Great shot. Superstar. Such a gimme shot. 이유있는 것만. 처음에 완전 돈에 있으면 아쉽게 샤워나 이유가 성형경에서 내몸은 멈추려나. On my way to move, I can't only get there. 어둠속에서 긴장하지 마. 거칠어지는 눈빛 뜨거워져 내 몸이 잡아들 것 같은 진짜 하지마 내 안에 또 다른 내가 나오려 해 This is my second one To pop right up 해결고 요즘에 내 속에 messed up 잊지 못해 컨셉도 살금살금 도망쳐 하지만 결코 감당하지 못해 기록과 그건 너의 큰 착오 불닭한 그 선기라 표현이 빠른 대로 정글을 그지가 없어 나 도망쳐라
Whoa. Okay. 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 Like, again, it feels like it's being told in the point of view of both Halateez and ATEEZ. I'm like, wow. Wow. Because, like, I'm thinking about the lyrics and then the way, like I said it before, when it was the first album, so the World Episode 1, the Movement album, there was a way that they sung and that they rapped that it was methodical. It had a structure to it on purpose because that's the world that they grew up in Universe Z. It had a structure and a methodicalness to it to where it seemed almost not robotic, but mimicked that flow of it, as if it wasn't real at certain times, but it was giving very much dystopian as well. And so I'm like, and you hear it, and not just this song for Outlaw, but you heard it in the Wake Up music video as well. You just hear it more here. Like the way that they were going through the structure, like it wasn't a scale this time, but it was like a deliberate alteration of the vocal to where it sounded very methodical. Not like quite like AI, but dang near close. And so I'm like, that's why I have a feeling that Outlaw is told in both the viewpoint of Halateez and Pirate ATEEZ / Universe A ATEEZ. And I'm like, I'm feeling it a little bit. Especially when they said, don't wake up like the monster inside of me. And I'm not sure if Halateez has been able to break free, or at least they're consciously aware to where they can give wisdom to their Universe A counterparts that are fighting to find out where they are. But, and then especially when they reference Sector 1, I'm like, either they are having some of the memories and experiences of Halateez, or I don't know how to go with that, okay? But y'all, like, I feel like Halateez woke up, but I'm not sure if they're yet free from the entrapment. But I do know that somehow Universe A ATEEZ is communicating with Universe Z ATEEZ. And you could hear like both viewpoints in the song. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Okay, I like how they did that there. But what it all means, not exactly sure. I do know we need another portion. I do know we need another album. Because I got theories now, okay? And now they're just unfounded because I'm like, this is it. This is the last album that I had to catch up on. And now I got more questions than I got answers because Wake Up made it seem now that Halateez is awoken in some way, shape, or form. And then this song being in both because of the way that it was sung and rapped. It seems like it's both Halateez and Universe A ATEEZ. And now I don't know what that all means. So I'm gonna sit on this. I'm gonna just sit on this because until the next album comes out, I will not know if my theories are correct. That's the unfortunate part. But I'm going with that theory that this song is specifically in the viewpoint of both Halateez and ATEEZ. I'm not sure if they are yet free from their entrapment, but some communication is going on. A deeper communication is going on. I don't know what it's alluding to, but something is brewing. That's all. But yeah, y'all, that is my reaction to ATEEZ The World Episode 2 Outlaw. Like, that's it, y'all. That's it. We are all caught up on all ATEEZ albums. Now we're moving on to the live performances. For sure. Because I gotta see Cyberpunk live. Because I've seen glimpses of it. But I need to see what exactly is going on. And then I need to watch Take Me Home live. Hopefully don't cry. If it's sad. Because the song is sad. But if the choreography better be very upbeat. Just to counteract the sadness of the lyrics. They need to pull a BTS in that regard. Because I'm like when BTS did the I'm Fine song. I'm like, that song was an emotional roller coaster. I'm like, no, we're not fine. Because why would you say that? I'm like, Take Me Home reminded me of that. I'm like, we're not fine. But yes, y'all. So that is we are at the end of the ATEEZ album reactions videos. We're all done. We're all caught up. And we got more questions than we got answers. Because now I just wake up and Outlaw. Okay, so my favorite songs, though, definitely going with Dune. Bouncy didn't even make top 3. Sorry to Bouncy. But Dune, Wake Up, and Outlaw, these 3 are my favorites. Like, Bouncy didn't even make it into the top 3. I don't know how that's possible. But, you know, Bouncy was... But the gems on Dune, Wake Up, and Outlaw, just lyrically and storyline-wise, top tier. But yeah, y'all, that is it. And if you have stayed until the end of the video, I want to thank you so much for watching. And then also, if you're watching this video on YouTube and you are a subscriber, again, thank you so much for being subscribed to the channel. And if you are watching this on YouTube and you have yet to subscribe to the channel, do not forget to do so. And also, if you're watching on Patreon, thank you so much for being a patron. Your support is so very much appreciated. But yeah, y'all, we are now done with all the ATEEZ album reactions because we are all caught up. We went from Treasure to Fever. Now we are all caught up on the World albums. And so until they release another album or single album with remixes, we will not be doing another album reaction for ATEEZ on this channel. But we will be doing live performance reactions. So I'm just going to find them because I saw a few suggestions. And I'm just going to get them all together and see what's going on with the live performances. But y'all, I will be back with another ATEEZ reaction relatively soon, y'all. But until then, I will see you on the next video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video, whether it be a reaction or a revisit or another type of video on the channel. But yeah, that's it for me, y'all. Bye.